2013 comes to an end, we're going to take a look back at the year in weather. In late January, more than 200 Chicago firefighters were tasked with battling a 5-alarm blaze at a vacant warehouse in the city's Bridgeport neighborhood, and the next morning they were left with an icy aftermath. At its height, the fire could be seen from as far away as the Willis Tower, nearly 5 miles away, and at one point, nearly 1/3 of the city's firefighters were on scene. Due to some of the coldest temperatures the city has seen in 2 years, the warehouse was largely covered in ice, turning the building into a massive ice cube. In early February, a massive snowstorm hit the Northeast and produced widespread snow that was measured in feet instead of inches in many areas. Places in Connecticut and Massachusetts were the hardest hit, with some places seeing over 2 feet of snow and winds reported over hurricane strength. In Vermont, Waterbury saw the most snow with totals just over a foot. At least 15 people died from this storm. Overall, the storm produced extraordinary amounts of snow across the region as it intensified off the coast of the Northeast. The storm first struck near Newcastle, Oklahoma at 2:56 on Monday, May 20th, just 16 minutes after the first warnings went out from the National Weather Service. More residents had another 30 to 40 minutes before the storm hit the western part of the city. It was rated an EF5 tornado with peak winds estimated at over 200 miles per hour and 1.3 miles wide. Here's the path of the tornado. The tornado touched down west of Newcastle and stayed on the ground for 39 minutes over a 17-mile path and crossed through a heavily populated section of Moore, killing 24 and injuring 377 others. Even though another more deadly tornado crossed about the same path in 1999, very few homes and neither of the stricken schools had purpose-built storm structures. During the early evening of May 31st, the widest tornado in recorded history at 2.6 miles occurred over central Oklahoma. The tornado initially touched down at 6:03 p.m., about 8.3 miles southwest of El Reno. The storm grew rapidly and more violent. More mobile Doppler radars recorded winds excess of 296 miles an hour. After leaving a path of destruction 16.2 miles long, the tornado dissipated around 6:43 p.m. Now luckily this tornado did mainly stay over open ground, but many storm chasers were caught off guard by the immense size and unpredictability of the tornado. Now this right here is a Dominator 2, a tornado intercept vehicle from tornadovideos.net. This vehicle is designed for going into tornadoes. This is what the hood of the Dominator looked like after it got hit by the El Reno tornado. The hood just ripped off, and they weren't even in the center of the tornado. That just shows you how powerful this tornado was. This right here is images of the vehicle from the Weather Channel's Tornado Hunt team, led by Mike Bettis. The crew was thrown 200 yards when their vehicle was hit by the tornado. The driver got a broken neck, fractured vertebrae, and broken ribs. Everyone else in the vehicle just got minor cuts and scratches. Here's an interview with Mike Bettis just a little while after they got hit by the tornado.
Breaking news out of Oklahoma right now. Meteorologist Mike Bettis and the Tornado Hunt team were chasing a storm near El Reno, Oklahoma, when the twister picked up their vehicle and tossed it about 200 yards. Here's what we know now. Bettis and his team members are alive, but they do have minor injuries. Mike reported seeing other vehicles had also been thrown by the storm. And Bettis said, "I saw my life flash before my eyes in this phone interview."
We're ahead of the storm. We stopped to broadcast with you guys. Saw a big, giant wedge tornado, very violent rain-wrapped tornado. What we're trying to do is just get away from it, get the south side of it and stay away from it. We ended up, all three of our vehicles that we chased with were all hit by it. The two of them are okay and operable. The vehicle that I was in and two photographers, Austin and Brad, we took a ride. The tornado threw us about 200 yards off the highway into a field. Vehicles smashed. Everyone had their seatbelts on and just ducked. Our airbags all deployed. We have a big SUV that we ride in, a big GMC Yukon. The roof is smashed in, the front is smashed in, the front wheels are hanging off of it. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I mean, that was the scariest moment of my life. I've never been through anything like it before. My life flashed before my eyes. I mean, it was like we were just floating, and then we were tumbling. I mean, we tumbled I don't know how many times. Yeah, I would count at least 6, 8 times we tumbled, and then we were airborne at one point. We were just floating, and we weren't tumbling anymore, and then we came down hard. It was, I'm just happy everyone's okay. We got a few scratches on us.
This is one of the first images of the damaged tornado hunt vehicle. We'll have updates on Mike Bettis and the tornado hunt team as they come in. I'm Matt Sampson with Weather.com.
Now, even when they were about to get hit by the tornado, the Weather Channel's tornado hunt team was still recording, and we got some video from inside the vehicle as they were barrel rolling through the tornado. At one point, you see the camera falling out of the car, and you can just barely see the car tumbling away, just as if it were a tumbleweed.
Hold on, brothers. Hold on. Everybody duck, go, go, go. Just keep going if you can. Keep going if you can. Everybody duck down. Everybody duck down.
But the saddest news from this tornado has to be the death of Tim Samaras, his son Paul, and longtime chasing partner Carl Young. They were on the Discovery Channel's Storm Chasers and was part of a project called TwistX. This is what the TwistX vehicle looked like before, and these two pictures are what it looked like after. They are believed to be the first tornado-related deaths of either recreational storm chasers or scientific storm chasers during a chase. In total, there were 8 deaths and 151 injuries.
During the week of September 9th, a slow-moving cold front stalled over Colorado, clashing with warm, humid monsoonal air from the south. This resulted in heavy rain and catastrophic flooding along Colorado's Front Range, which is from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. Boulder County was worst hit, with 9 inches recorded on September 12th and up to 17 inches recorded by September 15th. The floodwaters spread across a range of about 200 miles, affecting 17 counties. On September 15th, federal emergency declarations were declared in 15 of the counties. On October 4th, multiple tornadoes struck Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota, injuring up to 15 people and causing a lot of damage. The Weather Channel counted 17 tornadoes across these 3 states. 7 of the injuries from this outbreak were reported in Wayne, Nebraska, where around 5:30 p.m. the tornado hit Providence Medical Center. The other 8 injuries were reported by auto accidents. A tornado that caused a lot of damage in Mobile, Iowa, was estimated at a mile wide. The National Weather Service said the tornadoes were part of a supercell storm system that moved into the Midwest after it dumped almost 3 feet of snow on parts of Wyoming and South Dakota. In late December, a large ice storm hit Vermont, and many people are still feeling the effects going into the new year. The ice storm couldn't have come at a worse time for many people. One of those, the retailers, as the ice kept people home on the last big weekend before Christmas. This storm also caused travel difficulties for people trying to get home for the holidays. Many flights were delayed or canceled because of ice coating the runway, making it unsafe to take off or land. The roads were also very dangerous, as even a state trooper and a V-Trans plow truck ended up off the road. One day, troopers from Williston, Vermont State Police Traffic Operations, and the Lamoille County Outpost responded to 26 separate accidents. For over a week after the ice storm hit, people were still without power. New falling snow added to the weight on power lines and trees, causing them to fall. Vermont State Police and the Agency of Transportation would like to remind people to slow down when the road conditions are bad It's better to slow down, give yourself more time to get there safe, than not get there at all. This has been a look back at 2013, the year in weather. What does 2014 have in store? Well, we're just going to have to wait to find out. For your weather updated every morning and when severe weather strikes, make sure you like my Facebook page, facebook.com/VTWeather. I hope everyone has a happy new year.